Yes, guys, so we are at News Talk 93 FM.
Right? But we're still here with the Lees. They have a YouTube channel, a podcast.
Yeah.
Called Conversation with the Lees.
So
So guys, if it is, because we're going to talk about some stuff here, but of course they go more in depth on their channel. So make sure you go check it out. If you want to fast a little more and you want to figure out how to get married so young and all that. Because you know people always believe, say, oh, don't get married too young because
these things. However, I do believe that there are persons who still grow up in the church and falter along the way in some of these things. But no, I have not. And I think reason being because I believe that for me, loving Cornell, it's a choice. And because we were friends, and the more we get into the years, I'm learning to care more about his feelings and his need. So because of that, I would say I don't allow myself to open up.
To understand, to stay monogamous.
Yeah.
Right? And so it wasn't a struggle for me either. However, I must say that I think you said it and Michelle echoed the same thing. One of the main time that stuff happens or can happen is when we have a disagreement.
Conflict, yep.
And Michelle and I have had many disagreements. And I have felt like I just can't bother. She not get me. She don't care. She don't want to say sorry. You know, and then now
And now for our featured presentation.
yes, guys, so we are at News Talk 93 FM. We'll be participating in an interview regarding marriage, and of course, you know, we are going to be the real as we are. Right? And Michelle and I are taking you guys on a journey. Yes? Taking you guys on a journey. You watched the last one. How you feel?
It was interesting. This one, well, I mean, it will be equally interesting. You just have to be honest as always.
Do yourself. So you guys, I mean, I know we're gonna be the real things. So Kim, the host, and oh Lord, I don't remember your other name. Oh God.
Well, I haven't met him before, I don't know.
Oh Lord, remember again. Remember eventually.
Kim and his
Kim and her host, right? You know, they will bring the discussions, and of course we'll make it very entertaining and full of perspective. Right? So we're on our way now. Journey with us. Yeah. So we're by the University of the West Indies, and of course June. Yes. Sister Thompson, thanks again for the hookup. So remember guys to like, share and subscribe, and as you can see, that's the, let me get the, no man. Right, so there we are, News Start 93 FM, and we're heading into studio to speak with Kim, talk the things with Kim. Yeah, and our co-host. There goes Michelle. Heading into studio.
It's not calabash.
I'm not sure. We'll go take a look at it. Not sure. I'm not sure what food it is, you know. No, I know calabashes. I know calabash, but this is not it.
This is the first. I know in university campus it always have some fruits.
Oh, so when you're on the ground.
Cannonball tree.
It's just It's just tough.
It looks like calabash, but it's not. Awesome. You want to learn something?
This is a cannonball.
Yeah.
These are the buds.
Wow, unique.
Yeah, it is.
It's written on the tree though, cannonball. Yeah, cannonball tree. Awesome. I'm gonna go do when I go.
Oh, it has it's like a Spanish name. Curupita. Ropita. Anyway.
On campus, a weekly snapshot here on News Talk.
Lionel. Yeah, man.
News Talk 93.
Come. Finish? Yeah. Alright, good. Go closer.
Alright guys, welcome back. You are still tuned into Fantastic Fridays, and we happen every single Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's 3 whole hours of fun, giveaways, interesting discussions, and my guys, the vibes is always here. And then I have to introduce you to some lovely people that we have in studio. This is the smile them. Listen to them. Yeah, some lovely people in studio with us, right? Because we're in the segment called Talk the Tea with Kim. And if you're new to it, this is our discussion segment where we talk about various topics. I realize the ones that y'all love the most though are the relationship ones. So I don't know, I feel like I might narrow it down because apparently everybody wants relationship advice, right? It's like everybody's seeking love and we all want advice and we can get it because some of us may feel like we're unlucky, we might feel like without the formula, or we just make horrible choices, all of these things. So I realize that's where y'all love it, so we may narrow it down to that. But we're gonna go to the topic that we have today, which is the secret to a successful marriage. And with us today, you may see a familiar face from 2 weeks ago. We have Cornell back with us. He was here with us on the male perspective on marriage. I'm going to tell you guys, if you missed it, go check it out on the YouTube channel because gems were dropped. Y'all can't pay for the advice y'all got. I can promise you that, right?
But if you want to pay, you can hit us up at Instagram. No problem. Or you can check us for the Cash App. All right.
So yes, guys. So we had to bring him back because guess what? I find out that we have a YouTube channel called Conversations with the Lees.
Yes.
Right? Yes. I remember 2 weeks ago, Connor make we know set in Metro. We had an anniversary date and all of them something there, you know. So him say as of this year he'll be married for 22 years. So first of all, guys, come in if my just there for telling you that December. Happy anniversary when it comes. Yeah. 22 years is an achievement.
And you have to show you how we actually remember the date. The 23rd.
Yes, I said was a very wise man. Listen, make sure, make we know, you know,
feel like I'm right with it. I'm not trying to figure out how me know that.
I know, I can't remember either. I can't remember age, because you know, remember, you know,
no,
so
you never remember age, no.
Right? But to make sure, make we know.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to let them introduce themselves. You can go ahead and you start with the lovely lady to my right.
Yes, good evening, everyone, listeners. So I am Michelle. I'm Cornell's wife. I am 45 years old. The 6th of July coming, I'll be
showing me.
I'll be 46 years old. And yes, we were married on the 23rd of December,
Yeah.
The year 2000.
She was about to say 20.
20,000.
Alright, that's the story. I was sticking to it. So basically, high five.
20,000 should have said.
20. Okay, because we don't forget anniversaries over here.
Quite so.
Yes, I'm the mother of 2 children, Jordan and Michael. Jordan, which is the eldest, she's 19, and Michael, soon to be 9 years old, so they're 10 years apart.
Okay, and them I keep everything in numbers. Yeah.
Easier to remember.
Alright,
and then we have Cornell back with us. Say good evening, Cornell.
Hi friends, I'm Cornell again. I'm back here with you.
To the point.
I'm family. I'm family.
He's family. Alright, no, not a new face.
Yeah.
Alright, so guys, as we said, this week's topic is the topic to a successful marriage. And it's the final marriage topic for this month. As I said, it was on my heart to talk about marriage for this month, right? So I think God just put y'all in my path for a reason. And we're going to continue with this. So we collected some questions from viewers and listeners, and I came up with some myself. Come you want to know things too, it's not going alone, right? So we're gonna get right into it. And the very first one is, how did you know that this was the person you wanted to go through life with? What were some of the early signs for you? So either one of you can start first.
Okay, basically I'll start. How did I know? I can remember the first story. I saw him in Sunday school when I was 15 years old, and you know, you just visit a church, and I don't know how to do it now, but back then I wasn't a Christian at the time yet.
Yeah.
And I saw this tall guy walking, coming out, and I said, wow,
the tallest.
I just see myself talking to him. So anyway, after coming back to the Sunday school, I noticed that I wasn't seeing him till eventually, you know, I got saved a couple months later, and I wasn't seeing him, so I forgot all about him. But you know, as the years go by, he started coming back. That was his church, but he had just stopped for a while. He started coming back, and of course, he gets serious about the Lord and all of that. So you know, as we started going out and church, young people trips, and people branch off and all of that, and I was secretly now, you know, just watching him and everything, but then
They don't make it obvious now. Look. And anytime look, you just look away.
Beautiful. You know the thing.
I get it.
After a time now, you know, after going out in groups, he approached me and told me that he likes me and what to do. But me now with my, you know, I go on like self, said, you know, I hear you, but I won't tell you if I like you, yes or no. Because once I put my feelings out there, I can't take it back, and I don't want to know that you tell me you like me, you like a lot more girls. So eventually now he started to show himself, and you know, the more he started coming to church, and as we get older, I realized that he was in charge from very early of I think it was Faith Promise, and then he started to step up like in leadership, and I said, wow, you know, he's growing, and he looks he seems serious about the Lord and everything. So you know, I continue to admire him now, and he's persistent. He came back to me, and you know, he's persistent about liking me, and then I started to show little signs, start to laugh more, giggle.
Give him a laugh.
The ears and the laughter starting, you know, from the laughter starting.
But right there, so she mash up enough of them plans, you know. Can you see them now? When she said she'll show them a sign, you know. Lots of ladies know, I think, enough big things, you know. A smile is what the man gets. And a laugh. So now we take this thing in the stages, never rush it in. Alright, I like it.
And as we grow, I realize now that he cares about like people like less fortunate. He's all about ministry. And then I start to think about it serious now and say, you know, I can really see myself married to him, because he seems focused. It don't seem like he's going anywhere. He loves the Lord, and you know, he's a witness on everything. And basically those are some of the things. And you know, further on as we go along now, you realize that he leads from the front. He don't only just when he see a crowd, he will, you know, tap up Jesus and leave it there, and he literally lived it. And I realized that he's a no-nonsense person, so you know, that grabbed me. I definitely wanted.
Cornell, grab it. Alright, there you go.
First of all, Cornell the persistent.
No, but you
never
see,
take
you know,
no for an answer.
No, it's not nothing never take no, you know, but him check back again, you know.
Check back, you know. I'm saying, alright, I'm gonna bring more. Alright, I'm gonna bring more. Right?
Alright, you know,
check back. You need a little more. Alright, I'm gonna show you a little more.
I like that.
Right? And he was very persistent about it. So the early signs for you were like the values. And like, it's not so much about what he said, but you saw his actions.
Beautiful.
So he was leading, he was showing ambition, he was showing growth, he was showing persistence with you, all of that. So you see, guys, I'm always telling you, you don't have to tell people who you are, you know, your actions speak. Whether it's good or bad, your actions speak for you. And clearly Cornell's actions were speaking for him.
But what I realize, you know, they're mashing up several relationships right now, you know, because some relationship now I just talk.
Yes.
No action.
No action, no devil.
Baby, I love you and I will do anything for you.
And then in
the time come, nothing I do.
But I know but spell love very easily.
I like that though. So you guys said she saw it. And she
saw the values and the persistence, and she loved how you led and stuff.
You hear the qualities as well?
Yeah, that's why. I
Hearing,
think it's a lead back.
Leading.
Yes.
Some girls are talking about car, bus, truck, food. But they're not talking about the qualities.
The qualities.
So these are some very good qualities. Yeah.
And this sort of ties back to our topic earlier this month where we said people are getting married for the wrong reasons. They're not learning and evaluating these things about the partners. You know? So what I want to know now, Cornell, because you clearly made the first move.
Yes,
what were the things about her that caught your attention that made you say, alright, no, I have to pursue this?
Alright, can never listen to the last episode.
No, but tune in with us at least for the next half hour. I know it's bittersweet. Every 8 o'clock, and I don't like 8 o'clock Friday no, because of that reason. Come have a cut left phone. I don't like it.
We like 5 to 8.
We like the 5 to 8, right? But we're still here with the Lees. They have a YouTube channel, a podcast called Conversation with the Lees. So guys, if it is, because you know, we're going to talk about some stuff here, but of course they go more in depth on their channel. So make sure you go check it out. If you want to fast little more and you want to figure out how to get married so young and all that. Because you know people always believe, say, oh, don't get married too young because you don't know, you know, your options and who is out there. Listen.
Not only that, you know. Sometimes when we're young, we're fool.
And that too. And we probably don't make the best decisions. But guess what?
Sometimes we jump when we're young.
But both of them had good reasons. Both of them had good. It wasn't that, oh, I just didn't want married, or they observed each other for a while, you know? So I love that about it. But we're still in the talk thing with Kim. And we're going to go. This was a very popular question. They say it is commonly believed that being faithful to one person is a fairy tale. Enough people out here say, boy, the one burner thing don't make sense. And people like to say we weren't built that way and we're being forced to adjust, all kind of things we hear, right? So I want to know, has either of you ever struggled in this regard? And what advice do you have for others who think this?
Alright, basically, I have not struggled because, you know, growing up in the church and all of that, you get some foundation and teaching of going into these things. However, I do believe that there are persons who still grow up in the church and falter along the way in some of these things. But no, I have not. And I think reason being because I believe that for me, loving Cornell, it's a choice. And because we were friends, and the more we get into the years, I'm learning to care more about his feelings and his need. So because of that, I would say I don't allow myself to open up in a particular way to others, because I'm aware that it is possible. It's possible. And it's a beautiful question, because sometimes you may talk with other people like places that have worked, and that question was posed to me many times. And sometimes some understand, some don't, but they also help me to understand that, you know what, I am not a super baby. It is possible that if you let down your guard and open up yourself to others, it is possible. But the more time spent is the more
the bond you're building and the vulnerability, because most times in the middle of conflict those stuff happen. So you're done vulnerable, and then now you've opened the door to build a bond.
So it's a deliberate act that from me that I do. And it's beautiful that you said that in conflict, because when we do, if we have a conflict, what I'll do, I listen to music, and that helped me to soothe and, you know, get my calm. When I calm down, the first thing I start to think about is, was he right when he said I did this? And you know, I start looking into myself and say how I have hurt him, and because he's a friend too, it makes it more easier to do those things. So I don't just carelessly say I don't care about you and I'm going to do my thing. I don't allow myself to get there, because I know it's possible.
I love that you said that, because every single week I like to say to y'all, especially when I'm talking about the relationship stuff, you need to stop trying to point fingers first. Sometimes you need to look into yourself. It's not about what the other person did and clearly they did this wrong or they weren't listening to me or they should have understood me. Sometimes you have to look into yourself because there you may have been a part of the problem. Chances are the problem is not only on one side.
But Kim, she also pointed out a very important point as well, you know. I mean, if you see somebody, you know, where in a 3 years, them go through 18 jobs, 2 weeks at a job and them find problem, 3 weeks at a job and find. You hear what she said? She said she can't just look at the relationship and say she get up and gone. She have to care about this person, she values this person, so she have to find out what go on, so she can make this thing work.
So you see how that leads back to the male perspective discussion that we had where we said a marriage is two persons putting the other person first.
Right.
It's not about selfishness. If you're going to be all about yourself saying, well, I'm not business about you.
No relationship.
Or you know, people like to do the whole gender thing, or women are important. Yeah. Men are important too. Men have feelings
Everybody
too.
Important.
I shouldn't put on the two. Everybody important.
No, but if you're
There's no one before the other.
How you gonna have a relationship, right? Let's say you are
one side important.
No, you are important. So wait there, you're gonna be with somebody when you're important.
That
don't make no sense.
So you have to prioritize each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love how she look at that. Okay, you know, was he right? How this impacting him? It's important to him that I apologize whenever I do something wrong. So she think about that instead of holding the pride card and the hard end of the conversation, right? Yes. So I love the stuff that you said so far. But I want to know Cornell's perspective because I think the conception is that women are better at staying faithful than men because men are visual and men just see what they want and don't necessarily have to have feelings for these people. They say women need feelings first. So I want to know the male perspective because them claims that the whole one burner thing just don't make sense.
Well, the truth is, as Michelle did say, the foundation that we got being Christians, you know, gave us, empowered us to understand to stay monogamous.
Yeah.
Right? and so it wasn't a struggle for me either. However, I must say that I think you said it and Michelle echoed the same thing. One of the main time that stuff happens or can happen is when we have a disagreement.
Right. Conflict, yep.
And Michelle and I have had many disagreements. And I have felt like can't bother. She not get me. She don't care. She don't want to say sorry. You know. And then now I realize and I give God thanks because I have had near misses, and I've had to confess to her that listen, you know, while we had this argument, I left a window for the enemy to creep in, and thank God nothing never happened. However,
I the girl leaded it.
Yes, it's as if the door was open and God just pressed one automatic thing and it locked. But in terms of my mental state, monogamy is brilliant for me. I've had, and I think I said it last time, but I've had elders, big men say to me, listen, the one back woman don't work. Right. That don't work, financial wise and emotional wise, because you're spreading yourself. There you go. And I remember how she and I, you know, though we had, I mean, as I said, several disagreements, I've had to come to myself and realize that listen, what I have is precious. Yeah. And when I listen to others talk, especially the men them, I say, no man, I'm not gonna leave that. You know, and that's what I'm talking about. No. Yeah. And furthermore, I've had to say to them, because in defending my monogamous state, I said, brothers, I said to man, I said, listen to me, when being single and not do funny thing, when I have to call the girl and say, can I come over? And if you don't over the yard and you hear the car pull up, you jump through the back gate. When I want to be with my wife, I just roll over. And there's nothing to stop me.
Puppet color, if you had color. Puppet color.
You understand me? No. If the single guys think that having sex
is more fun.
No. Not only that. If they think they're having fun in having sex because they have to make dates to make it happen, I can do it whenever I choose to. And in the freedom of my mind, freedom of everything. So there's no conscience bothering me about nothing because it's all mine.
If the gate I go
hold on, when I'm just say conscience not bothering because it's all mine.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
I don't mind what I'm
and so deliver freedom and joy, I'm good with monogamy.
So peace of mind, people. You
Peace
have
of
your boo,
mind.
you have your boo, you don't need the other boo. You don't need the other boo.
And as I said, you know, for spread yourself.
No, because
all
Kim,
one person.
at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, as I'm saying, with all those, if the man Kim have 7 girls, I can assure you, let's say him say, let me call Kerry today. Kerry, there's a chance Kerry will be busy.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good chance.
Because Kerry is not
Kerry
his.
probably knows she's one of the 7.
And even if she's one of the 7, and he said that Kerry is his, I assure you that Kerry might as well have her 7 as well. So it's not a safe life. It's not a it's
But the
balance.
most profound thing what I love that Michelle said, I love what Cornell said, but I love she said it's a choice.
Yeah.
And that is it at the end of the day. I don't care how much debates are out there. Oh, men are this and women are. It's not easier for women. Women see men to unattracted same way too, right? So it's not easier for either gender, but at the end of the day, it is a choice. And what I don't understand half the time is that I don't want to point out men that happen on both sides, but some of the men, as you say, you realize they have something precious, then they go out and step out and do something, and then they would have moved heaven and earth to get the person back. But when you put yourself in that position, oh my, I can't do it without her, and then you hear about suicide, you hear about this, you hear about that, but you knew you had this precious thing before. Why you go put it up to risk?
Yeah.
Alright, my thing with that though is, right, when it gets to that point, I mean, there's gonna be I wouldn't say there's a large number out of that set that really and truly values the relationship. Because when you see the man them running back to the woman them, you know, as most of the person would say, they're going to do the same thing again. Only a few will really say, boy,
Them really
acknowledge
genuinely.
the mistake. So the first thing to avoid things from happening, if you don't want to be a smoker, no smoke, none talk.
Exactly, that's choice.
You get what I'm saying?
It's a choice.
So if you say, boy, you're going to take a 1 puff now and then, I can assure you, you're more, you put yourself more in a
Chances you're going to
position
be a smoker.
to become addicted to it.
Yeah.
So as Michelle said, she didn't even want to walk.
She didn't want to even take a chance.
Right there, this walk out a window, girl dead. But she didn't even want to open no window, no door. Just keep it and just know so she's working with her 1 boo, and that is fine.
And that now leads to the next question, which is, since we're talking about infidelity and all of that, do you think a marriage can survive infidelity? Because I think that's one of the #1 things right now in society where a lot of marriages are ending, also relationships are ending because of that. Because as the people feel like that's just what's natural. Do you think a marriage can honestly survive infidelity?
Yes, I do think so. I think so because it's a choice. Whether or not you stay or you leave, it is a choice. But what and how can it survive infidelity? First of all, you have to look and all the parameters and see like what you're working with. Is it a habitual thing? Did he or she just made a mistake, like, you know, bad judgment or so forth? And then the person who is wrong, or persons, they have to see where they go wrong in doing this. And they have to be remorse, and genuine remorse, and with remorse you know that you're going to work to repair whatever. And because I would want to think that when you take somebody down the aisle, you didn't just do it because you feel like it. You saw something and you value whoever you approach, and with that then you look on it, is it a pebble in the shoe or
that's a story by itself.
and it's a story, that's why I looked at it. Is it a pebble or is it something that you cannot work with? It's
more like a rock.
A rock.
You know, the shoe, so your foot can't hold.
You can't have a hole.
You can't have a hole.
Okay, is that pebble in the shoes or the shoes back have died?
So what the way we step, I get joke.
Everything I get this up.
Everything
Yeah,
you feel.
because how I view marriage is how Christ viewed the church.
Yeah.
You understand? And we have all sinned. You understand? We have all sinned. God, He has forgiven us time and time again. So you have to value the persons and say, okay, how can we fix this? You know, why, where, how, whatever, and get it out the way, and then repair your marriage. I think one of the myths too that people, you know, going to marriage is that, okay, once, you know, he or she, you know, cheated or whatever, it's done.
Yeah,
but,
lots of people
you understand? But the reality of the situation is that after you have shared your life and you have vault moments, you build something, it's hard to just throw it away. You understand? So I believe that yes, it can be fixed, and forgiveness is a must any which way. Because there's no perfect person. Right. You know, so yeah.
Alright, I like that. And then that actually leads now to my next part of my question, because I think all these last 2 or 3 questions are tying back together. So we just talk about whether it was hard for you guys to stay faithful to each other. Then we also pointed out the fact that also these infidelity situations come out of conflict, you know. So I want to know, and you guys have said you've had many disagreements. How do you guys cope with the conflict in your marriage? Because 22 years out, I'm sure there's history. There's no, yo, me not talk to you, don't talk. You're lucky if you get dinner, but you get dinner, but just you put on the plate angry.
Well, I think,
but you put on the plate same way.
I think Michelle gave us her method. You know, she listened to her music.
Yes, I want to know Cornell. So I was gonna direct Cornell. Yeah.
All right.
And since you know, you said the window was there, so you can make a know, because you know, because I said it comes as a conflict 3/4 of the time is because you're having a difference, and somebody just appears and they're just seeming like they.
Yeah. And the worst thing, you know, if it's, let's say for example, if I say, boy, the problem with me have regularly with my boo now is that, let's say she can't cook. And then as soon as I reach out, I hear somebody say, hey, I prepared some food for you. I come over, you're coming over for dinner. And I say, you know, so I don't really want the food. I just say, what me this some curry? And I say, what curry? I'm my favorite.
No, stupid.
I'm going to give an example, you know, but I'm just saying those things just tend to happen like by convenience.
Yes, and it always happen. And I think that, that was intentional. But what I want to point out before you answer is that most people who fall victim to this, we tend to not look at the other things or the other factors of this person. It's usually whatever you're lacking right now, somebody appears, and you say with the cooking skills, you're lacking this right now, and then you say, boy, but the person that cooks me all the time, the person that can barely cook, so you jump from the relationship because this person seems more fitting, and then half the time when you're in that one, now you realize all the other things the person don't have, but you move because of this one thing, right? So I want to talk back about the whole conflict thing, and the window that we don't fast too much. But
sorry.
Feel free to get into that.
Alright, so first and foremost, just to backtrack a little bit, I do believe marriage can survive infidelity.
Okay, yeah.
It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of also taking into consideration, although the person who is guilty has to be genuine in their remorse, have to truly and truly repent, not just to God, but to the person, to their spouse, and start fresh again and start loving again. As it relates to dealing with conflicts, my method is, as I said last time, if something happened now, let's talk about it now, let's deal with it now. Most of the time she don't want to talk about it now, so I go to work and I talk to nobody because me and my boo not talking, me and you not talking.
I love it.
Yeah, it don't make sense. And then me say you want to, I'm a good man.
Man saying jai not the boat, so jai with nobody.
If not now with nobody.
And I in those times too, I just tend to be by myself. If she and I are not on good terms, because in the past, I would be persistent in resolving,
trying to get it resolved.
and she would really resist it, and now work, and I wrote some grades, whole grades because of that.
So you learned this.
I learned, and so what I've done now, I give her time, and sometimes she probably think we give her too much time. But it's because you have to try different things, get different results. So because I realize, okay, just give her some time, I give her time. And in that time now, I will be by myself, introspection, okay, could I have done something differently, whatever. And sometimes I say myself, come on man, she was, as she do what she do. And still in the midst of that, the Spirit of the Lord that governs our lives would still say to me, hug her up. And I say, but God, you know,
you don't feel very huggy right now.
She never did me something nice.
And I've literally just obeyed the voice of the Lord and put me on her, and then she
just melts.
Just come closer to me. I'm like, alright.
Just melt.
And then both on it, realize that you did one thing and it affected her and she relaxed, and it relaxed you.
It relaxed me.
No, and then no. She good, but it just think about him.
No, but I just want the chain reaction of even though he was upset, he did a gesture that it changed the whole mannerism and probably opened the door for a conversation just with that little hug. So I love that you dropped that.
And
the time frame, we do one thing, how we resolve something, we have a time frame where we don't pass like 2 days without somebody intervening.
Right.
So it's like a deliberately act, you set a particular goal because of previous, you don't want to stretch too far to come into malice, because we still have to cater to each other's needs, whether or not we're upset. So we have like a 2 day that you don't pass without talking it out and getting.
And I like that you dropped that, because most people like the whole, and I was a believer of it, that you don't go to sleep upset, right?
Don't listen to them.
I'm like you. I'm more the person that if she come up right now, more and do it right now. Come, we can't malice and we can't vex. But what I had to learn is that not because I already talk about it means that you're in that mindset to talk about it. So you just saying this right now just to connect with me.
Yeah, man.
And yes, I like that you change the timeline. It's not the whole don't go to sleep upset.
Be flexible.
But you say, all right, we're gonna still put a timeline, a reasonable one for both of us. So 2 days
Somebody
not too long for you, and 2 days not too short for you. I like that.
Somebody has to come.
You can talk to your boo for a whole week. Just because dishes never wash up. That you have to set a time frame. That is very good.
I love that.
Right now, some relationship about a year, them not talking. Just for a little problem.
I know people have said them message the whole week.
Black.
The whole week. And it's like 3 words.
Them black.
Them walk past each other in the house. And Bob, she told me particular 2 weeks now she messaging.
Black
and it's just like, you pick up so alright, him answer.
Black on all medias and all them something. I like that time frame though. That gives you some bit of accountability.
It's fair for both of them.
To say, alright, we need to address this, because eventually if we don't, it's affecting both of us.
And what we do too is that you say for example she did something and it offended me, and I come and I break the ice. The both of us, and that's a bit of a part of fine. The both of us come to a level ground where we just begin to listen to each other again, and then now we start. Okay, we find out that we can work. We find out what the problem is, and we say, okay, so and we work it out. And after that, we have makeup sex.
Never saw that coming. That makes sense. That makes 100% sense.
I think they had a video on one of their on one of the YouTube videos that's something about breakup. You need to watch it.
Send me the link.
Subscribe. People conversation.
Yes, I need to go do it.
Subscribe.
But I like that you touched on that, and yes, as I said, the makeup sex. So people always think, I think because sex is just so sexualized, and for lack of a better word, people sort of think that okay, it's sort of a bad thing, but it's not.
And then again, in marriages, point, because remember, we did talk about stuff like this, Carter. We say how the world view it and how you view it. So based on you, so you're looking from the church point of view, so the man and the woman coming together. But the world now, for their relationship, when them talk about sex in marriage, they must say, the woman must give the man and just dead for the man. That's they don't really talk of it as a two-person
like
thing.
It's not like a two-person thing or enjoyment or.
But it is supposed to be for two persons. So it's any happiness you don't want to celebrate. This is one of the ways you can celebrate.
Yes.
I see Carty dropping some feedback saying some people think Christians don't have differences, but it's how you deal with it. She said being saved makes the difference. She loved this discussion. Excellent point. She's been very. She love it.
Yeah.
Right. But in the interest of time, Connor, we have to wrap up soon. I'm going to ask the final question. If you had to choose 3 main tips, and this is for each of you, on how to make a marriage work for a lifetime, what would they be? So if you were to come, there's many tips, but the main tips that you'd say, you need this at your foundation for a successful marriage, what would they be?
I would say the main one.
I hope she don't go my tree.
But if she go there, that is good. That means we travel together.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
First of all, I strongly believe that, as Mr. Gary Chapman said, learn each other's love language.
Yeah.
Because before long, some people may stumble upon it without knowing it is so. But since learning that there is such a book out there, it helps. So finding each other's love language. That means. Because you'll find out that a man and a woman will give each other sometimes the world, and you think it's the world, and this is not working, why I'm doing everything and it's not going anywhere. But the truth is that that's not what the individual needs from you.
Where have we heard this before? I did a topic like this. If y'all missed it, go check out Love Land. No, Mr. Say, what?
To be honest, any relationship at all, whether it's marriage or not, that is something that you have to have, because I think I stumbled upon these things doing it, as I was telling you earlier, without knowing that there was a book wherein you have to think about the other person. Okay, what did he like? What didn't he like? And before long, you get to know him. That okay, this is the way that I can communicate and move him. He's appreciated, and you know, all of those things. And the next one again is in a marriage, learn to listen to each other. The second one, learn to listen, because when you listen, then you realize what is happening, what the person is saying, and in listening, then you can interpret properly to know how to fix.
So listening is not just hearing, you know, guys. Listen and process. Right. Don't listen to respond. Listen and process.
Right. And then you realize that the person is not even attacking you. And the third one I will say is, don't lose that friendship, because you are each other's friend. In order for it to work, whether you believe it, you may have many friends, but at the end of the day, you really only have one true friend, and it should be the person that you sleep with. When you close your eye, because what, you're interested in yourself to somebody, you're sleeping beside somebody while you're dead. You know, so yeah.
Wow.
I like that. Hey, I like that.
Simple and to the point. I like it.
No, and I always like that friendship thing, because I always tell persons, you're not going to feel in love every day. It's every day you're not going to be like, oh my God, I love you, and wow, you're just amazing. You're not going to feel that every day. But if you realize in your friendships, you can go all weeks without talking, and when the talk is like no time, no pass. So that's why relationships need that friendship at the core, because even if you have a best friend, somebody just message out to the blue, have something to talk about, you know? Alright, but I want to go to Cornell's main tips now.
Let me start with the last one.
Yeah.
Stay friends.
Yeah.
Stay friends.
So both of you are saying friendship.
Stay friends. Don't take each other too seriously, in a sense that when laugh a lot. Be willing to just make fun of at each other, make fun of yourself, and just laugh a lot.
Enjoy each other.
Enjoy each other. The third thing also is consider the other person as you want to consider yourself. In other words, and this encapsulates forgiveness. It encapsulates being willing to go the extra mile for the person. Yeah. And of course, be honest, be genuine at all times. I mean, it's best the person know where you're really there than to be wondering where you are, because that is going to build a wedge. So be honest, be genuine, and be willing to consider the person as you consider yourself.
I love it. I love it.
And one that we have forgotten that we spoke about one time is respect.
Oh yes. Yeah, but that's it. That's gonna come in the feelings there.
Yes.
If you really and truly value the person, you have to respect.
I spoke to a married couple earlier as well. I just shared the questions to them, and they were like, "Listen, I already have two: respect and communication." So you come right back. She's like, "Once you respect each other, everything else comes after."
My quick question that came from one of the listeners: you guys do any? You went to any marriage counselor or anything like that?
Oh, in this year, going to make 22 years. We did, and we didn't went. It's actually a phone call. It was last year, and that's why I look at it when I said pebble in the street. That's what the counselor told us. Really?
I'm afraid
you called me for this?
Yeah, because
you know, said on the twin love.
Yeah.
On the twin love, you know.
Okay.
Your problem is that on the twin love, it's a pebble in the street.
That's a little thing.
A little simple thing, but I wasn't budging at the time.
And he wasn't budging.
Right. I get
so,
that.
you know.
So you guys, okay, because that's, I mean, sometimes we might need a little outside opinion, and that's what we want to check out. And person that just go out that road and just start to carry and
talk to their friends
and things that them have experience in their marriage.
They tend to go to the person who go and give them the answer they want to know. Like, me want to bring it up, I know who forgot to. I want a sound advice, I know who forgot to.
They want to know how shirt feel, but I ask people when I wear a shirt.
And you said the key thing, because when we weren't coming together and come to a conclusion of what we're upset about, we decided that we didn't want to talk with anyone particular within our circle or our church, because I think we're both friends, like with everybody. We wanted an unbiased opinion, so we literally called somebody from a totally different branch that we didn't fellowship with.
So
that's good.
I love it. I love it. So I enjoyed this conversation, guys. That is it for another episode of Talk the Ting with Kim. We're here with the Lees. They have a channel, Conversations with the Lees. Please go check it out. Please go subscribe. I see y'all love the feedback over here, so go show some love over there. And I'm sure that they have more topics that we have questions about. That's so go over there, go check it out. And I don't know, we might have to draw back some, because we have some questions never answer.
We're ready.
Yes. But guys, thank you for staying tuned. It was fun having you. Please stay safe. We're gonna see you next week, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Friday.
Alright, so I want to say congrats to all our winners today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. So we're gonna bounce this one just to take us out.
Carty said thanks to this couple. Carty, go check it out. Conversations with the Lees.
Pleasure was ours.
Yes, it was nice.